Hello Stampers, my name is Linda Bedinger and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Denver, Colorado. I'm so glad you could join me today. I have a fun set of cards for you using the hand-penned Memories and More pack. Now, if you've watched me before, you know that I love those little Memories and More pack. The pack itself is $10. And it comes with, I'm not sure how many pieces are really in there. There is a ton. And I have made, 4 or 5 cards using that, and I didn't even have the note cards and envelopes. I just put mine on basic white and made my cards. And so I'd like to share them with you, and then we'll make one together today. It is such an incredible bargain that I think you could probably easily make 25, maybe 30 cards out of just the Memories and More pack with a little bit of imagination. So let's just get started. This hand pen suite is just gorgeous. I can't keep my hands off of it. So this is the card we're going to make today. It's a thanks card. I needed a few thanks and a couple of birthday cards. So this is what I made. And let me show you a little bit about the Memories and More pack. I've got mine all pulled apart here. And it is called Hand Pen Memories and More card pack. It is $10. And then the note cards and envelopes is a pack, I think with 20, that also is $10. And I'll eat my hat if you can't make at least 25 cards out of this. So the cards come in 2 sizes. This size that is 3 inches by 4 inches, and then this size, which is 6 inches by 4 inches. And these often are meant to go, I think scrapbookers use them, everyday adventure, and then put a picture here and put it in your scrapbook. But look at that. That is absolutely stunning. And it's got all of the colors of the hand pen. And this is thicker than cardstock. It's or certainly thicker than the designer series paper, more like cardstock. But there are just tons of these little ones. Everything is double-sided, and many of them have these wonderful message, so loved. You could turn that into a card right now. But on the back side is this beautiful pattern. So there's just a ton of details here in this. And let's see, I think, in fact, there's one of the images that's on this. So you could cut a little strip of this off and put it on the inside of this card and have that work. Those images get repeated over a couple of times. So there's plenty of these images. You can see I've already been cutting in and messing around with this. But there are just a ton of these. I'm going to pull that one out because that's the pattern that we're using. Tons of these cards, and they're all double-sided, and they have messages on them. A day in the life, isn't that cute? Love grows here, another one that's just darling. Some that you could color in. Anyway, it just kind of goes on and on. And that is the small size. Then there's also a pretty good handful of these larger sized ones, and here's some of those. I think this one looks like a little door. That would be fun to put and make a garden scene. I think that would be just lovely. And it's got a happiness code on the other side. I used one of those to make a card today. But I mean, even taking something like this and cutting out this in a shape like an oval or one of the Hippo and Friends shapes and putting that on the front of your card would just be absolutely wonderful. And there's just all kinds. Currently loving, isn't that pretty? And I mean, even if you just cut that piece out and used it on your card, it would be stunning. cultivate a good life. Just wonderful sayings, and lots of material here to work with. So that is the Memories and More card pack. Then in addition to that, you get 4 pages of stickers. Here's some of that black and white we just saw, some with flowers on them. Here's a black and white striped. I used this one on one of the cards, but there's a plain white one. Today's events, it says. Then there's just some plain stickers, small flowers, thinking of you. I mean, all of these can be used on a card. And I think that there is 2 pages of each one. And you can see I've used a couple of mine. So let me show you what I did with this Memories and More pack, and then we'll get to making this card. This is one of the cards I used, and I used one of those larger pieces and cut it down. And then I used a sticker across here. This has got Misty Moonlight, so I backed that one in Misty Moonlight and then did something like this on the inside. So there's that one. This one was fun. I took one of those smaller cards and I cut the scene into 4 pieces and then just alternated my pretty new purple ribbon that we got that's coming in the new catalog, and alternated that with the flower motif on here to create this thanks card. And then on the inside I just put one of those stickers with those same flowers on it and some of that ribbon. I think that makes a lovely card. So there's another one. This is one I made, and it has this happy birthday stamp. And I want to show you this. I've gotten another box in with some of the material that's starting to come in that had been delayed. And this is that, what's it called? Ombre specialty paper. And it's actually glimmer paper. And there is this kind of, would work with the pale papaya. That's one of our new colors here. And that's a little bit how I used it. It also would work with yellow. Anyway, it's got this, which goes from light to dark in the orange, and I used a piece of that because this flower had sort of the pink and an orangey piece mixed in together. It has yellow paper. It has this beautiful blue, and then it has this. Isn't that just gorgeous? Purple. Would go with the Highland heather and the gorgeous grape. And so I got that in and thought I would use that on this card. And I used another one of those small papers and backed it in black. Everything's outlined in black. And then used the ombre paper and outlined it in black. And then on the inside, I took a piece of paper that I cut down off of here to fit on this and put some of that glimmer paper behind it and did that on the inside. So there's 4 cards that I've made, and this is the last one that I made. And I used the Hippo and Friends dies, and what I did was I cut this die out of the front of the paper, and then I used the littler die to cut the paper here, and so the next smallest of the dies. And I used one of those stickers. Now I did go and put my anti-static powder on the back of this so I would de-stickify it. And then I cut that panel out, and then this is the inside. So it says celebrate today, and then on the inside it says happy birthday, and my bird and my little panel get to do double duty. But I thought that was such a pretty little card, and not very difficult. There's only one bit of stamping on here, and that's this happy birthday, which I think comes from, I've lost track. It's not hand penned, it's this one, Days to Remember. I'm going to do a video showing you how to use this calendar. it'll be a very fast one, 10 minutes or so, but just to show you how to use the calendar here. But it had such a cute little happy birthday. I used it on this, and this bird came from an old favorite out of your stash, Free as a Bird, which is carrying over to the new catalog. And I used this little bird here, and this little blue and yellow bird is very, very reminiscent of one that comes to my kitchen window. I've got an old plum tree out of my window in the kitchen, and these little birds have made a home in a limb that's no longer alive on the tree, and that's exactly what they look like. They've got yellow undersides and kind of a blue background, and so I've been using him quite a bit lately. But that is the 5 cards that I made just very quickly using that Memories and More card pack. And I think you can see you could just do tons of things with this. But I thought, as long as we're at it, we will make this card. And so here's everything we need. In fact, we're going to make 2 of them because the material lends itself to that. So I have 2 bases of the basic white, 8.5 by 5.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Then this is the Memories and More card. Isn't that just gorgeous? And what I'm going to do is take my trimmer, and this is 6 inches long. So I am going to cut this down to 3 inches, and it will give us 2 card fronts. So, and there's 2 of these in every Memories and More card pack. So there's 4 cards right there out of just those 2 sheets. And we're just going to cut that, and there we've got our focal point for our card. Okay, and so what do we need? I was showing this piece because on the inside I didn't put any of the flowers, but for this one I've fussy cut out, I think it's these 2 and these 2 off of this one, so you could make insides for your cards. But I had just pulled away a couple of the smaller ones from the card pack. I think it's these 2 that also have that purple flower. So even just a little strip of that, or a block of that with a sentiment on it. There's a million things you could do, but there you go. There's those pieces. So we have our 2 pieces. We have our card bases. And there's the 2 little flowers I cut out for the inside. And what I have here, these pieces are for the inside, and they're going to layer kind of like that. So there's one set of insides. Here is another set of insides. I'm going to set those aside. And for the front of our card, we need these pieces. So I'm going to very quickly, this is 4 by 5 1/4, and can go right on my card front. So I'm just going to add my seal to that and add that to my card front, and you're going to see just how fast it is to make this little card, particularly when you've got, you know, an awful lot of it already made for you. So here we go with this second piece, and while we're at it, we're just going to go ahead and make 2 of these, since this piece cut out so nicely for 2 cards. So here we go. There we go. There's my 2 pieces. Now then, I need to put these 2 pieces together here. So again, I'm just going to put some snail on the back of there and center that. Oops, I can't see. Center that on that little card front. And these pieces end up being 3 inches by 4 inches. So this purple piece needs to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then the yellow piece needs to be 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. So you're going up 1/4 inch each time. So let me get these two put together here. Move those flowers out of the way. And there's only one bit of stamping on this card, and it is this pretty little thanks message. I needed a couple of thank you cards. So I've got my Highland, I've got Gorgeous Grape because I wanted it a little bit darker. So I've got my Gorgeous Grape ink, and I've got my stamp here that says thanks, and I'm going to set that right up here at the top of my card, my thanks. And one more time on this one, I should be using my Pierce mat, but this has got several layers under it, so I think I can get away with it. And there we go, there's our thanks. All right, the next thing we need is some of this beautiful purple ribbon that is called the Grow Grain ribbon. And I just need a little piece, 2 pieces, to go across there. And then on the inside, I need a long piece, 2 of those, 1 for each card. So I'll just go ahead and cut those now. All right. So what I'm going to do is move this out of the way because I'll put my fist in it. I know I will. And I'm going to add some seal up here along the edges so that I can anchor my ribbon underneath. Let's see, I think I'm going to go ahead and add just a dab of seal underneath there. And I'm going to center that between my thanks message and my flowers and anchor that around the back of my card. So there we go. Now this piece is ready to go on my yellow. And we've got some seal already on there. So this piece is going to go centered on the yellow. Going to add my seal to the back of this. Add a tiny bit. Well, it looks like I need to. I'm going to add that kind. Okay. Then this again centered between my flower and my message, and angle that around the back of my card and anchor it down. Then adding more seal on the back of this and getting that placed on the yellow. There we go. And there's my 2 focal points. Now those 2 pieces can be added to the front of my card, and we're nearly done with our card front. I'm going to center that one on here. Now isn't that just beautiful? My gosh, and so easy because all of the work has been done for you. So centering that on the front of my card. Now for the inside. And on this, I had my ribbon just going around my white piece. So I'm going to add some seal to the white pieces here and anchor that ribbon. Let's see, I think I'm going to give those just a dab for the front. There we go. And set that down so that it's right along the edge of my white card, getting that glue to stick down there, and then anchoring that on around the back of my piece of cardstock. There we go. Now this one is ready to go on my Highland Heather piece. Okay, then this one is ready to go on my yellow. And for our inside decoration, I fussy cut out a couple of these. And so on these, I'm just going to add some snail and put these down here on the inside of my card. That one is now ready to go inside here. Okay, there we go. Now one more to do here, and I have my ribbon all ready to go, and I'm going to add it to the front of my card here with a little bit of a margin and anchor that back behind the card on the top and the bottom. Add my seal. Looks like I've got too much ribbon there. There we go. And add that to my purple. And this one to my yellow piece. There we go. And I have another little flower. I don't know why I don't have my silicone mat here. There it is. And get my little piece all ready to go. Add my decoration to the inside and add my seal and put my inside piece in place. There we go. All right. And there, that quickly, we have a couple of cards. Now on this one, I added a knot bow up here, one that I'm not very happy with, I might add. So I've got a little bit of ribbon here, and I thought I might see. This ribbon is awfully thick for making a knot bow. So it's one that has to be pulled kind of tight to make it work. And then cut my tails and decide if I want this on here, and if I do, where. You know, I'm almost thinking that this is better off without it. And I do have some of these beautiful genial gems that we will have available. And I did green ones on this one, and I wondered what it would look like if I put a yellow one over the top of this yellow flower center here, if it would pick up the yellow below. And it definitely does. I think I'm going to go ahead and add those to the tops of those flowers. It's just a little bit different. That light, that yellow's awfully bright on there. And so I'm just going to add that, and then I think I will add another one kind of up here in the corner on that one. And I don't know, I like the green just as well. So I think on this one I'll go back to the green and add a couple of gems here. One up here, and maybe another one of these large ones right down in here. And there we go. That fast, we have our card for today using the Memories and More card pack. And let me bring back those other cards that I made. And again, because all of the work is done for you on these, even with so much as the sticker and the sentiment, these take no time to make. I literally made all of these in about an hour and a half. And different designs, different kinds of things, and yet all very pretty, using what's becoming fast my very most favorite, at least that I've seen so far, of this beautiful hand-penned suite. They're just so pretty. So there we go. That is my project for the day. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel today. I do so appreciate it. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, well, I'd love to be your demonstrator, or you could join my team. It's always a good time to join Stampin' Up! My information is always listed below the video, and if you'd like to chat about it, I'd love to talk to you. So thanks again. Let's see, my prize draw for the month is a $60 shopping spree on me, and the winner for last month was Cheryl Driver, and I had a chance to talk to Cheryl. And she's excited. She's looking through catalogs now, trying to figure out what she wants. And so I'll be back soon with more cards, more projects, and more tips. Bye.